and he could make a perfectly fine protagonist for a tower defense game. Someone just got backstabbed. I heard it. Where'd he go? Did you see him? I'll be on the lookout. Someone's at my door.
Make up mind.
Howdy y'all, and welcome back to the second episode of Casual Questions. We are playing Soldier on Mercenary Park in this video, and in case you're unaware, Casual Questions is the series where I play some casual fun time TF2 while answering questions from the audience. I'll be honest with y'all, I have been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals recently. I know I said in the previous video that I wasn't too into MOBAs and team shooters aside from TF2, but I've actually been having a lovely time with Marvel Rivals, and I'm excited to go play more of it after this video. Uber charge? Wow, you shouldn't have. I mean, you really shouldn't have, because I'm gonna waste this shit. Where's the sentry? We found it. It's gonna die now. We got it, we got it. So yeah, we're just gonna answer some questions from the audience, hopefully have a fun, lengthy match of TF2 to go along with it, and have a grand old time. Get this spy out of here. He went somewhere, but I don't know where he went. Anyway, our first question today comes from John Chummy, and he wants to know if there are any personal rules that I hold myself to in my content. And I think this question's really interesting. Oh, we knocked him into the alligators. We're so good. This question's really interesting because I feel like any TF2 YouTuber, not just TF2, but any YouTuber in general who's serious about making their content probably has some sort of guidelines or personal personal rules that they hold themselves to, like things they do and don't do. For me specifically, it's usually just stuff that doesn't align with my ideals that I choose to and not to do. Like, I obviously don't use slurs or hate speech or any AI or anything like that, but that's not for any personal rule reason. It is because I'm not that kind of guy, and I don't think there's any value, there's no reason to behave like that, either in or off of YouTube videos. As for personal rules I actually do follow in my videos, I try not to use any of what I describe as shitty meme characters. And I know you what does that mean? Like, shitty meme characters. And I describe it as any kind of meme character or meme format that people use to express their opinions that they don't feel as though people would pay attention to them to if they weren't using. So stuff like Wojaks, Soyjaks, Pepes, Doges, stuff like that, I'm fiercely averse to using in my videos under any circumstance. I'm not going to make fun of anyone for doing it because I realize a lot of those memes are very popular and everyone loves them. I just think I'm a 25-year-old man. I can use words to express myself, and I don't need to fall back to using some half-baked MS Paint image to express my beliefs and opinions. I'm capable of doing that in a way that people want to pay attention to without resorting to using memes, so I try not to do that. That doesn't mean I don't use any memes in my videos, but I'm fiercely averse to using, once again, any just like soapbox for your opinion meme characters. Stuff, once again, Pepes, Soyjaks, Wojaks, Doges, stuff like that. Also, all that stuff very famously has a history of being used for, like, some very not good stuff. I know it's kind of been removed from that history, but that stuff is a little bit too rooted in sides of the internet I'd rather not interact with. So I'm gonna go ahead and just say, yeah, none of that in my videos ever. You can actually go through and cross-check all of my videos right now. You will never see a Pepe, a Wojak, a Soyjak, or a Doge in any of my videos. If you want to take up the challenge, you can watch every one of them, and I'll guarantee you'll never see one. That's something I've always held myself to that I've never really gotten an opportunity to talk about, but it's something I'm very much not about. Looks like we actually rolled them to the last— oh, crit! Oh, I wasted my crit. Chat, I dropped my crit. Oh, and we won anyways. It's perfect. Alrighty, we're going on to the next round, which means it's time for the next question. Let's see who it's from. Our next question comes from Granddad7, or should I say Granddad, and they want to know, do I have any plans to make a Discord server at any point? And the answer to that, I'm sorry, Granddad, I know you comment on a lot of my videos, on both of my channels too, which is really cool of you, but unfortunately, no. I have no interest in making up a public fan Discord server. Absolutely not. I had one a long time ago, in like 2018, because for those of you who don't know, I've been making TF2 content on YouTube for a long time. I just deleted it all a few years ago and started fresh. But no, I have no interest in making a public Discord server. Once again, I'm a 25-year-old man. I'm gonna be 26 next month. I have a job and a family, and I can't take the mental commitment to spend time moderating a Discord server and keeping edgy 16-year-olds from sending gore and hate speech in there. Like, I can't. Like, I can't be at work and have to take time out to, like, ban someone for misbehaving, or deal with the drama that comes from people like, why did I get banned? I didn't do anything wrong. And, like, no, it's not worth it. It's too much hassle. I don't trust any other people to uphold a community to my very specific standard. Not saying my standards are too high, they're just very specific. I have... Spy. I have no interest in making a public Discord server. Absolutely none. If you would like to reach out to me to, like, send fan art or ask a question or anything you would do with a public Discord server, I blow myself up. I encourage you to do it on Blue Sky, because that's the only social media I'm on aside from YouTube. If you hold yourself to the belief that Blue Sky is an echo chamber and that you don't want to use it because of that, I welcome you to delete your Twitter, because Twitter is just the exact same shit in the other direction. And the sooner we all realize that, the better. Our next question comes from Hisami Yomatsu, and I apologize if I pronounced that Hisami, but they want to know, which TF2 class would I want to have star in their own spin-off game given the opportunity? This is a really fun question. I believe there was a video that got posted on YouTube a while ago that I never actually watched. Got a domination in this video. That's crazy. But there was a video that got posted on YouTube a while ago that I never watched that I believe has the same concept as this question. And I would personally want Engineer to have his own game. A tower defense style game where you build sentries and dispensers and stuff in a first-person environment, like, have your shotgun and everything. You're literally just Engineer, but it's a tower defense game. Like, you're trying to protect stuff from, like, waves and waves of enemies who come in. That sounds really cool. I think that would fuck really hard. Get me out of here, get me out of here, get me out of here, oh, I blew it up. I tried to fight a quick fix Uber solo, and it was not worth it. But yeah, no, I think that Engineer would be a perfect fit for a solo video game. I think he's one of the only TF2 classes who I would say is mechanically rich enough and has enough going on his own merits to, like, suit that kind of role of, like, a solo game protagonist. And I all around think he would be a neat little guy to play as in, like, once again, a tower defense style game. This guy needs to stop blind firing stickies at me so I can walk at him and shoot him with a rocket. What an insensitive jerk. I also think a stealth game starring Spy would be pretty cool if it was like Assassin's Creed or Thief or something. But I feel like you would have to, like, develop a new engine for that and, like, actually make a video game. Whereas I feel like you could translate, like, Source Engine Engineer pretty comfortably without, like, any adjustments. And he could make a perfectly fine protagonist for a tower defense game. Someone just got backstabbed. I heard it. Where'd he go? Did you see him? I'll be on the lookout. Someone's at my door. Alright, we are back. I've had enough of this demo night. He's pissing me off. He's gonna come out this... Wait, he's going into the room that has no escapes. He doesn't know, chat. He doesn't know. Yeah, that's what I thought. Our next question comes from Liam Daniels, and he wants to know, what was my first hat in TF2? And that's actually a pretty funny question, because I remember distinctively what my first hat was. To be fair, it was the Manco cap. I feel like that's a lot of people's first hats. But I do remember I also got the Manco Online cap, which is the one that you got using, like, the browser-based Manco store that doesn't exist anymore. But if we're talking about my first actual hat in TF2, I believe it was the Mercs muffler. I bought it from the Manco store for, like, $5 when I was, like, 13 years old using my parents' credit card. And I actually sold it for, a single cow mangler because I didn't know how trading worked. A guy sent me a friend request on Steam, said, can I buy your Mercs muffler? And I said, yeah, do you have a cow mangler? And he traded me a cow mangler for it. And what's funny is that once again, I didn't know how trading worked. I sent him a Criticola as well. So I sent him my Mercs muffler, which is a 2-key hat, and my Criticola. And I said, here, just so you know I'm not ripping you off. And then I got ripped off. It was quite funny. Quite a funny little turn of events that was, if I do say so myself. But we went on to learn later on. And now I've been buying and selling unusuals for no profit for many years now. So really, who was the fool in that situation? I think we all know. We've blown ourselves up, but we got the medic. The med pick is important, folks. We're running out of time on the map, but I do have 2 more questions I want to answer, so we might go on to another match after this one. Instead of answering another question, we're just going to keep playing for the next 11 seconds, see if the enemy team caps, and if they don't, we're going to queue up for another match to answer those last 2 questions. That's a heavy. Got him. And we won. We did it. Alrighty, let's move on to the next map and see if we can answer some more questions. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Alrighty, our last match for the video is on Megaton. We've got approximately 3 minutes to answer our last 2 questions, so let's roll. Bob Larkley wants to know, do I think that the existence of the AppSap in TF2 suggests that TF2 is connected to Half-Life and Portal's universes? And the answer to that is a simple, bold-faced no. I do not think that TF2 is in the same universe as Half-Life or Portal because of the AppSap. There are plenty of... Oh, I got blown up. He blew himself up, too. There is plenty of silly, non-canon promotional items in TF2 that someone who took the lore seriously would probably suggest that TF2 existed in the same universe as those worlds, but no one says that about any of those items because they know it's ridiculous. So no, I don't think Half-Life is in the same universe as TF2 because of the AppSap. However, I do think it would be very funny if the hypothetical situation that it was true. Black Mesa and Aperture were competing companies with Manco, and they just didn't take Manco seriously. Like, Black Mesa and Aperture are out here like, oh, we have to, like, do portal technology, and we have to, like, learn how to, like, instant transport and stuff. And Black Mesa, or Manco is just like, we blowed up a monkey today. It kind of reminds me of what Nintendo is to Sony and Microsoft. Just like, they're objectively making money and, like, are legitimate competitors, but they don't really know how to... I blew myself up again. But they don't really know how to, like, parse what they're doing because they're just off doing their own thing. If Aperture and Black Mesa are Sony and Microsoft, then I very much think Manco is Nintendo to this little tri-console feud, if that checks out. And our last question comes from The Last Living Chungus, and they want to know, God, knowing their name, they'll probably get really mad at me for referring to them as they, but The Last Living Chungus wants to know, what do I think the ugliest or least desirable unusual effect in the game is? And I can't say masked flies or nuts and bolts. It's funny you add those 2 clarifications, because I actually don't think nuts and bolts is that bad. I think on the right robo effect, nuts and bolts can look really nice. Yeah, take that. Hit you with a fucking pickaxe. Call me Minecraft Steve. I be mining strays. But I do think that masked flies is really ugly. I think masked flies is probably the worst unusual effect in the game, just for your buck. But if you disqualify me from saying those 2, then I would probably go with orbiting planets is what I think the ugliest unusual effect in the game is. Just because orbiting planets is so unnoticeable, and space effects can have so much potential. Obviously, Nebula exists and shows us what a really good space effect is like. Orbiting planets just kind of isn't pulling its weight in to that extent after a certain point. Well, I blowed up because I hit the wall instead of hitting the house. That's how you know I don't know how to rocket jump. Whoa. We got Green Daddy. Sup, Green Daddy? Alrighty, and while I was dead, the round ended. So while everyone on this map gets eviscerated, I wanted to thank y'all for watching the video. Hope y'all had a fantastic day before, during, and after watching. Feel free to propose questions for the series in the comments below. I'll try to make these in between my major, thoroughly edited TF2 videos going forward. Thanks. I hope y'all had a fantastic day before, during, and after watching, and I'll catch y'all later. Cheers.